Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If this is your first time being here, welcome. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Go ahead, join the family and hit that notification button. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And I'm planning on uploading every day or two. So make sure you hit that notification button because I'm going to keep those videos coming. As long as you guys are liking and subscribing, then that's letting me know that you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out, and then I'm gonna keep on sending it out to you guys. But again, thank you guys for coming, for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get started. Now today, it's Friday, guys. I'm here, I'm banging out the weekend cakes, and we are about to knock out a superhero cake. It is Superman versus Batman. I'm gonna do them both on the same cake. I'm doing an 8-inch double layer cake. It's a marble flavor with buttercream icing. I already have the cake set up, and set up pretty much means that I've took the cake, I've cut out my rounds, I've stacked it up, I got my crumb coat on. All I have to do is take my finishing coat, put my finishing coat on, and then get it decorated. So this won't be one of those super long videos. Once we get the finishing coat on, we'll go ahead and put it up, and then I'll show you guys. I have to put like capes on it, and then we got to color up some stars to shoot out of the cake. We'll do those things together, then we'll bring the cake back and we'll finish it, okay? All right, so matter of fact, let's do this first. Let's go ahead and make the pieces that we need to finish the cake, and that way when we bring it out, we can just go ahead and add everything to the cake. Let's do it like that first. Okay, so I'm gonna move my stand over here. Now I'm gonna be making some stars. Now these are already pre-made. Only thing I'm gonna be doing is coloring them. Okay, and these are some of the stars that I showed you guys in the last video, and how they come right on a wire, and you could you seen those stars that stick out of cakes? That's exactly what this is. They're just pre-made, and someone else has already done the work for me. They're made out of gum paste. Okay, so we need about, let's see, we're gonna do 6 stars. Okay, so we got 2 here, 3, 4, and the way they come when you purchase them, I purchased these from decopack.com. You want to see what it looks like? Decopack. And all you do is, it's an 800 number. You guys can Google it. I get a lot of my things from there. Since I'm not in a storefront anymore and I'm doing the cakes at home, when I was in a storefront, I had to order things in bulk, and I got most of my things there. They'll bring it right to your door, okay? And that's whether you're at home or you're in a storefront. Oh, and see, I'm glad you guys seen that. They are very fragile. If you drop them, they will break. See, one of them. Now, I personally wouldn't throw this away, because what you could do is, when you're putting it on the top of your cake, just take it and stick it in this way. And that way you can still use this. Everything is not garbage. So I'm going to take it, put it right back in my box. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want 6 on this cake. So I need 1 more. Gotta be careful. Okay, that's number 6. And keep it in your box because you see how fragile they are. Okay, so now we're gonna put this over to the side. Now, I got my airbrush machine right here over to the side. So this is the top of my airbrush. I just got it sitting right down here. I really don't like to have my airbrush up high, because if it falls, oh, there go my machine, and you need a new one. Okay, so I got some yellow and some red airbrush color, and we're going to take those. I want to do half of the stars, 3 of them. I want to do 3 of the stars in red, which will represent Superman, and then I want to do the other 3 stars in yellow, which will represent Batman. Okay, Now, if you're doing these and you're going to soak them, and when I say soak them, you're going to put like a heavy airbrush on them where they're real wet, then I usually take like a styrofoam square after I do them, and then I take them and I stick them in a styrofoam square. That way they'll be standing up and they can dry. They can dry overnight. But I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it lightly. So once I'm done with them, I'm just going to take it. I got my seal pat laying right down here. When I'm done spraying each one of them, I'm just going to lay it on my seal pad. Then what we're going to do is we're going to roll out some fondant and black and red for their capes that's going to go on the back of the cape. This is a pretty simple, easy cake. We're doing them in one cake, but we're kind of like splitting one side Superman, one side Batman, okay? So now I'm going to turn the airbrush machine on. It's kind of loud. And I'm going to take our yellow airbrush, put it in our machine. Make sure it's tight. And take one. Now this is another one of my cake pans. Remember I told you I just take my cake pans and I use them for bowls or whatever I need them for. I don't just put them in the oven and bake my cakes. I use them for whatever I need them for. Okay, and now I'm just going to lightly spray our star yellow. And I'm not going to go real heavy on it because I don't want it to be super wet. So for me, that's good. We see that's a yellow star. Now I'm going to take it and just lay it down. Now we're going to do two more like that. I can actually do them both at the same time. And the airbrush machine, I've had this for years. Probably not this in particular one, but you know, because they don't last forever. Just keeping it 100, they don't last forever. So I done had several airbrush machines, but I got this one from probably Deco Pack as well. No, I did. I'm sorry. I got that from it's a place, it starts with the T. I'll put it down in the description box. They're very, very affordable. I mean, they got airbrush machines there to where they only cost, see, now we got two more. So now we got our 3 yellow. And their airbrush machines there, they only cost like, and I'm just spraying out the rest of the yellow spray. That way when I add my other color, my red, it won't be any yellow left in there. But they are very inexpensive. And I can't remember the name of it right now, but like I said, I'll put it in the bottom. You can get an airbrush machine there for as cheap as 50 bucks. It won't look like mine. I think mine was only like, probably like 109, and I think it came with the airbrush as well. Okay, so now we got these other 3. We're gonna go ahead and spray these red. And like I said, I don't got it pushed back really hard because I don't want it to get super wet, because I want to keep working with it. And this is a cake that I'm doing right now. I'm not like setting these things up for tomorrow. See, now we got our red star. Now it is so, let me get at the top a little bit. It's so, you know, before when I used to do this, I didn't used to like get like pre-made stuff and all that. I do everything myself. I cut the star out with my star cutter. I wire it, put it, let it dry for a few days. But then once you have so many cakes and you start growing and you have so many clients, you know, you need a little help. So like having this pre-made stuff that's already ready and everything is, now I consider it a blessing. You know what I mean? It's like I got me a little helper helping me out, and all I gotta do is just take it and just turn it with my airbrush machine. Remember I told y'all the fastest way to get color on something is to airbrush it. So it's like you can get all the stuff in white and then just airbrush it, or if you want to glitter it, whatever you want to do. And quick and easy. Like this is literally, this is super fast. Okay? And like I said, I don't want it to get super wet, because when I'm touching them, trying to position them at the top, I don't want it to get my fingerprints or anything on that. 2 more red. Now, just that easy and done. We got all of our color on our stars. Now, typically what I do is when I'm using this, I have water in the bottom. And that way I can take my airbrush, I dip it in, and I can keep spraying until all of the color is out my airbrush, because I can see a little bit red in there. And you don't want to leave it like that, because this airbrush machine will get clogged and you will have to unscrew it, take all the pieces off, clean everything, and put it back together. So what I'm gonna do, because I forgot to bring my water in, but I'm completely done with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna go clean the airbrush machine, just get some water, like I said, put it in a pan, run it through a couple times, that way I know it's clean, and then I'll be right back and we'll go ahead, finish making the pieces and put the cake together. All right guys, I'm back. I decided to just go ahead and let you guys see this part. I just went and put water in the pan, see that? And I'm just dipping it in. See all that red? I let you know how much color is in there. And I'm just gonna spray it. Just spray it all the way through. Pour it out, then I dip it in again. And I'm basically just emptying the cup. Okay? And that way I know that the airbrush machine is completely clean. All right. Now our machine is clean. Just wipe it off. I hit in there a little bit. So now the airbrush machine is clean. We're gonna turn it off. Now we're gonna move on to the next thing. Now all we're gonna do, we're about to do our capes. Now we gotta do a black cape and we gotta do a red cape for Superman and Batman. So we got our red fondant, and I use satin ice, okay? So we're gonna take, this how it comes in a blue bag. We're only doing a little small cape, so we don't need a lot. I'll just take a piece of red. Always wrap your fondant back up because it will dry out on you, okay? And if it dries out too much, you can't use it. But if it don't dry out that much, what you could do is you could take your fondant, get a little bit of Crisco or vegetable shortening. I use Crisco. Put it in, massage it through, massage it up, and then it should get back pliable, okay? If it needs a little bit more, you can add a little bit more vegetable shortening. You can put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds, then take it out and knead it, kind of like you're kneading bread. And it'll come back together and it'll be perfect for you to use. But when you do it, try to keep it wrapped and you really won't have to follow those steps, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna move the stars that we made because I didn't soak them. Like they're not very wet, so you know, they're perfect. So I'm gonna take the seal pack. Now what you can do, oh my goodness. So one of them fell, look. And it broke on me. The top broke. So we'll fix that later. Those mugs is really fragile. So now I'm gonna move this over. We're gonna take our seal pad. And this is just a mat, and this mat is non-stick. And I forgot the rolling pin. So let me grab the rolling pin and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got our rolling pin. I got a little bit of powdered sugar just in case. If you guys didn't know, I get the powdered sugar from Sam's Club. It comes in a big bag like this. It's $5 and some change. Okay. So you want to take our piece of fondant, and then we just want to roll it out. I'm gonna take a little bit of our powdered sugar and put it on my rolling pin so it don't stick. See how it's stuck a little bit right there. Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and move the mat. We're gonna put some powdered sugar straight on the table. And we're gonna go ahead and roll it out. And these are the capes. We're making the capes for Batman and Superman. And we don't need them really big because they're splitting the cake, so they don't have to be super big. So that's really big enough, okay? And then all I'm gonna do I have one of my spatulas here. All I'm gonna do is take the spatula and just run it down, and I'm just kind of shaping it a little bit. You know how the capes, like say for instance, this their neck right here, and then the capes go like that? That's all I'm doing. It's just giving it an angle. You could do this with a knife. You can use the pizza cutter, which is typically what I use. But if I'm honest with you guys, you know, I gotta get used to doing the videos with you guys, because usually I just do it, go grab what I need, boom, 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 bang. But sometimes, you know, since I'm just starting the videos and trying to get used to doing it with you guys, I forget to bring some things. So when you guys see me saying I'll be back or whatnot, you know, that's really what's happening. I forgot something and I needed to go get it. So the more we do this together, you know, then that type of thing won't happen anymore. But it's all good. We getting it done. Okay, so now there's our cake. Okay, all I'm gonna do is gather it a little bit up here, and I'm gonna take it and put it down the back of the cake, just like that. Okay, and right now I'm just giving it a little body, a little dimension, you know, giving it life. Okay, so that's our cape for Superman. Now I'm gonna move it right over to the side, take our extra pieces that we cut off, and I'm just moving it right up here. Okay, matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay it right on our seal pad, that way it won't stick to the table. So that is Superman's cape. Boom, that's done. And then when I'm done with Batman, I'll put his right next to it. Okay, so that other piece of fondant, remember I said always put it back. So I'm just putting it right back in the bag it came in. Then we're gonna go ahead, put it back in our fondant bucket. Boom, put it to the side. Now we're gonna need black. And then the black that I have, okay, it's right here. This is some Wilton fondant, guys. I ran out of fondant and I just went up to Meijer and got this. They sell fondant over in their section, like their cake decorating section. And this is just a black fondant. I think it was about 10 bucks for the box. It is 1.5 pounds. Just throw that in my garbage bowl. We're gonna cut this open. Now when you get fondant like this and it's not in the bucket like the satin ice, then you wanna put it in a Glad bag, okay? To keep it moist. And I just need a little piece. I don't need a lot. And I'm just gonna keep it kind of wrapped a little bit for now and over to the side. And then later, you know, I'll go ahead and we'll put it in a glass bag. Just gonna move some of I'll take my wet cloth and just wipe a little bit of that red up, the residue from the red fondant, then we'll dry it. Sprinkle a little bit more of our powdered sugar down so it won't stick to our table. Okay, a little bit on my hands. And then I'm just gonna work it. Knead it up a little bit. It's very moist and pliable. I'll drop it down, put a little bit on the top, put a little bit on my fondant roller, my rolling pin. And this rolling pin, gosh, I've had this for years. I got a couple of them. And I got this from, gosh, it's been so many years. I think I might have got this from Michael's years ago. They sell them, guys. They sell them in the long one and they sell them shorter, like small. So now that we got it how we wanted it, now we're gonna take our same spatula like we did before and just cut it down on an angle. Cut this side down on an angle. Okay. Turning it around a little bit. that is it. That easy. We're gonna go up top, bring it together a little bit up top. Let it form, you know, a little bit. Give it a little bit of life so it don't seem just lifeless sitting there. And we'll pick it up and we'll lay it right here on our seal pad next to the other one. Okay. Then I'm gonna put the black fondant back in our little thing here. And when I'm done, I will take this and put it in a glass freezer bag. Let me show you guys. See, that's my seal pad with my two cakes on. Now, because we broke the star earlier, remember when I was telling you guys that you could take it, don't throw it away, and you could stick it in the cake that way? Now, if we were sticking them in like we did the last cake, that would work. But because these, we making them exalted in the air, that's not gonna work. We gotta do another one because they're gonna be sitting in the air, so there's no way to hide our mistake. That's one thing about being a cake decorator. You gotta know how to take care of a mistake if you make one, because stuff happens like that. Who knew it was gonna happen? What you gonna do, you gotta adapt. So we're gonna take our box from earlier. We're gonna take another one of these stars out. When it's not broken. And then we're gonna airbrush, we're gonna carefully, and we're gonna airbrush it red, because the red one is the one that broke. So let's airbrush that red. Then, these are the only pieces that we had to make. The cake is that easy. The cake that I'm doing today is that easy. So we're gonna take our airbrush, we're gonna turn our machine back on. Okay. And now we're gonna put a little bit of red, just a tad. I'm gonna take that bowl we had earlier, and we just gonna airbrush this one because the other one broke. Try not to do it too heavy. So I try not to have it that close to me because we need a little more red. I try not to keep it that close to me because the closer you have it to you, the wetter it gets. So remember that when you're airbrushing. And I don't want it real wet because I'm about to apply these now. Okay, there's our red back. Put it down gently. Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna clean out the airbrush. Like I said before, I take a little bit of water and I spray it through. I pour it out, I get some back again. And I know the water is red, but the only point I'm trying to do is to just make sure there's not any airbrush that will get in there and dry and clog. And then my airbrush machine is clogged up. And I gotta take the whole thing apart before I can use it. You don't want that. Now I just sprayed, nothing is coming out. It's clear. All right, so we're gonna turn the airbrush machine off. Now, let's go ahead and grab this cake. Because other than that, we're putting the edible image right on the top. We're gonna write in yellow, and then we're gonna put a yellow border around the bottom, and it is done. Okay, so I'm gonna run in here, and matter of fact, what we're gonna do first, let's go ahead and I'm just gonna take this water that we had, and I'm just gonna pour it out right in my garbage bowl. Okay. And I'm gonna take my clean, dry towel, and I'm just gonna wipe it out. It wasn't nothing but water and color. Now we got a clean pan. We're gonna take a little bit of blue because on the Superman side, it's light blue. So we're gonna make some light blue. Close up the airbrush, we don't want that to spill. Now we got some of our blue color. And it's by Chef Master. It's a royal blue color. You see that? So I only want light blue because I want his side to look like the sky. So I'm putting just a drop. Then I'm gonna take my spatula right out of my bucket here. And we're gonna mix it up. Because I only want pale blue, a sky blue for Superman's side. I can already tell that that ain't enough color. So I'm gonna put another drop. And when I'm doing pale colors, I only put drops in. See that drop? Because I don't want it to get too dark on me. I can always add color, but the only way to take it out is to keep adding your white. And like I said, I use my icing for everything, so now I'm gonna put 2 drops in this time. 1, 2. Now, that's still not the blue I want. I want it a little darker. Okay. Dang, that's still not the color, guys. Now, whatever color that made, that's what color it's gonna be. Okay. I done Superman so many times. The color is just floating in my head. I don't. If somebody tell me Superman blue, I already know. At least I know the one I want to use. Oh, that's still not what I want it to be. Let me put a little bit more. I'm glad y'all get to see this that way. Y'all know, just add more until you get it how you want it. Now this blue, I like it a little bit darker, but I'm gonna roll with this blue because this is a pretty blue. And in my mind, I'm thinking about the sky. Okay, so we're gonna roll with that blue. Okay, so now we got everything ready. We got the icing ready because one side we're doing blue for Superman. I got my black bag right here ready, and I'm gonna use my black bag to use it. And I just got a tip on here, 825. And it really doesn't matter what tip is on here, but usually when I have a bigger tip, it's like my tips that I use for cupcakes. And I'm just gonna use it because I'm splitting the cake in half. I'm putting blue on this side and black on this side. And this one just happens to be in a bag and not like in a bowl. That's all. So it doesn't really matter what tip. The bag doesn't even have to have a tip on it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, we are really set. I'm gonna grab our cake, come on back. We're gonna get it all put on, get everything put on, and we'll be done with this cake in the next few minutes, okay? So when you guys see me back here, I have the cake on the table and we'll be ready to apply the icing. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Now, let's keep going with this cake. I just got it out of the fridge, so it's got time to set up. Like when you touch it, nothing comes off on my hand, okay? So now what we're gonna do is take our wet cloth. We're gonna go around, make sure there's no crumbs. If there's any crumbs or any leftover buttercream from us setting this cake up. And this cake, I set it up just like I did in the last video. I just took our rounds, made our rounds out of some squares, put buttercream in the center, stacked them on top of each other, and put a crumb coat. So all I did was crumb coat this cake. It's just ready for icing, okay? So we're gonna go around one more time, making sure there's no crumbs or extra icing on the board. Now, because like I said, we're doing one side blue and one side black. So we're gonna take our black bag that we already have made up, and we're gonna go right down the center with it, okay? And then right down the front, and right down the back. And then we're gonna just come over and just connect the dots. Okay, all we're doing is just getting our black on the cake because one side is going to be black. Okay, then we're going to take our small spatula, okay, and we're going to do this side, the Batman side, with the black icing. And I know you guys are probably thinking, oh no, she using black. Nope. Black is perfectly fine for me to use because my buttercream is homemade. It's got real butter in it. It is not a shortening base icing to where they call it buttercream or anything like that, because legally they can't call it buttercream because there's no butter in it. So, and because I have real butter in it, it's real buttercream, it does not, I have been using the same icing for about 14 years, and it does not, we're almost 14 years. It's like a little over 13 years. It does not change the flavor. I don't care what color icing I make it. Okay, so now we got the black over there. Okay, that's our black side, half of the cake. Now I'm gonna sit the spatula down. This side I don't have in the bag, so we just gonna wing it. We're gonna drop it on. I'm gonna take another spatula. Now if you want, you feel more comfortable, go ahead and drop it in a bag. Okay? And get your icing on that way. So all I'm doing is dropping the icing on. And I'm just getting it all the way around, okay? On this side, the same way we did the black, it's just this one isn't in a bag, okay? Take some off the top, bring it to the side. Okay, once we got our side completely covered and done. Okay, so see how we got that whole side blue, this whole side black. Now, what I'm gonna do is, now we gotta smooth it. So let's move our color over here. Move up our blue. And we're gonna take our scraper. We're gonna start here at the blue, come in a little bit, and just come around. And we're gonna try, let's move this a little bit closer to us. We're gonna try not, got a little bit there, to drag the other color into this color. Is it a little bit? Nope. Okay, so we just gonna smooth it out. And we're gonna do this to both sides. Okay. Get that buttercream down there. We need to put a little bit more. We'll do that. Okay. Get the buttercream off the board. That's looking pretty good. Got a little hole right there. A little bit more right there, right there. And we're gonna go back in gently. Boom. So we got that side. Now we're gonna go to the top. And when you're doing this, you know, you gotta be gentle with it. You working with two colors, and they side by side. Then we're gonna go down here. I'm not perfect, so I'm just same with you. I'm gonna do my best. I'll put a little bit more right there. Now, of course, this would have been so much easier to do it with fondant. You know what I mean? the cake would have still been crumb like it is. Then we just take a piece of fondant, put a blue piece on this side, put a black piece on that side. We'll already be finishing up how we did that. But they don't want fondant. They don't mind having the fondant pieces, but they don't want the cake fully covered in fondant. So a lot of my clients, they love this buttercream, y'all. Okay, so now we got the blue side done. See that? So now we got to do the black side. So now I got another scraper here. And we're going to go over here, get in there, and do the black side. We're going to take the side of our pan and put the black there. Because remember, our black was in the bag. So, get our black side smooth and ready. Okay. We got some holes there, so we need to fill them up. Go back in. Boom. Go over a little bit more. Boom. I see a little hole here. I want to fill it in, get a little bit more black. Fill that hole in. Go one more time. That's why I say you got to know how to do both. You want to know how to do fondant and buttercream. And even me, I'm telling you, it'll be easier. It would have been easier to do it with fondant. I'd already be done with this cake. So like when we rolled out that black, and I would have just grabbed my blue, rolled out that, but we getting it done. So only thing is this top. I gotta make sure my top is good. So what y'all doing this weekend? What y'all got planned? Y'all see what I'm doing. I'm gonna be busy tomorrow. Sunday I get to relax. Okay, so I got so we got, oh, I see a little spot there, but that is going to be the back of my cake, and I'll lay the look like I got a little bit more black than I did the blue, but that's okay. Now what I want to do is, because I gotta make the top more perfect, so I'm gonna take this spatula. It's got some powdered sugar on it. Swipe it off. Now, this is the time. Remember when I was saying make your cake cold, put it in there, you could come back and you could kind of scrape. This is the perfect time to do that. That way, because it's at the top and you scrape. But I want to keep going with this cake. I do not want to refrigerate it and come back. Okay? Just wiping it off. I want to keep going. So, since I'm keeping going, I gotta smooth it out another way. See? Okay, now we got that spot right there that we need to smooth. We're gonna come straight up. Smooth that. Then we're gonna take the same spatula. I'm gonna take a little bit more of our blue, put it right in that area. That got a little black in it. Let's take that off. Take another fresh part of the blue, put it right there. Okay. Now this part is where we're gonna put the cape at. So see that line right there? It's right there. I can hit it but that's all I need to do to that, because the capes are gonna be laying back there. So the capes is gonna be up underneath. So now I'm gonna take the black spatula that I was using earlier and just kind of come up. Now if you got time, you feel me? Or, you know, to refrigerate your cake, then definitely do that. But if you don't, now you know what to do. Okay, so now I'm fine with that side, like I said, because that's where our capes are going. This is our front. Now, oh no, this is our back, I'm sorry. This is our front. Let me forgot to put my little dot. So this is our front. So now I don't have to think about which part is the front anymore. So now I'm gonna take my blue spatula and I'm just gonna hit my blue just a little bit. I see a little bit of white up here. And I don't want no white up here, but keep in mind too, we are about to put an edible image up here. And then we'll be done. So we'll be done with this cake in the next few minutes, because all we finna do is put the edible images on it. We're gonna write happy birthday, and we writing on the board. We don't write on our designs, unless it's like a sheet cake or a cupcake cake. I'll write on those. But when I'm doing something custom, I don't write on them. I either write on the board or I'll make, you know, I'll make something with his name on it, because this is a boy's cake, of course. Okay, hit that one more time. All right, bring it in. All right. Now we got that one little spot right there, but I'm okay with that because again, that's where the capes are going. So the capes is gonna cover that. So why waste my time, you know, messing with that? Matter of fact, let me pick which side looked the best to me. Actually, I got a spot down here that's open. I need to close it. And then what I'm gonna do is, I want it to be more cleaner and more prettier. So I'm gonna put a little bit more blue there. Right on top of that spot. Right on top. Boom. Because I want it. Remember I told you I keep going until I'm happy. Because if I'm happy, I know my client is happy. So, I got another spatula, guys. Brought a lot of spatulas out. And I'm gonna go ahead and move this icing to where I said the front was at. Because I know this is the front, because I'm taking my time to make it special. Let me go over it one more time, gently. Okay, all right. Okay, now we're gonna take this in and just bring it up a little bit and bring all that in for us. Okay. Now, like I said, that's the back. This is our front. Now I gotta decide in my brain if that's okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my yellow bag and I'm gonna do a line across that to separate it. Okay? So, yep, that's fine. So now we're gonna take our spatulas. Wipe it a little bit. take my other rag here and I'm gonna clean our board. Clean up any buttercream or anything off of the board. All right. Okay, now, boom. That's how it's looking. See, it's got a little, but I'm gonna do like a yellow bag around there. And then that's the back, which is looking pretty good. And we're gonna put the cake back there. So now, let's finish her. So, we got our edible images. I got some edible images, and I'm gonna do I got Batman and Superman. Close the bag up because I don't want my images to dry out. So, because they're half and half, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut straight down. Cut them both in half, okay? Go straight in half for Batman, and you'll know half because, you know, it's like a little point right there where his cape is. And I'm gonna go straight up, straight down the Superman logo. And I just went right up and cut them straight in half. Now, I'm gonna take my Superman half, and see that Superman blue? And then I'm gonna just, you know, kind of cut his logo out. Boom. Now we got our Superman half, and then I'm gonna take my other half. Now this piece, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in my edible bag so it won't dry out. You know how it is. I told you guys, usually once you make a cake, people love it, and somebody else see it and they want the same cake, so it'll get used. So now we're gonna take this half, the Batman half, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out. Okay. Now we got half Batman, half Superman. Let me see how they look sitting together. Now, I like that. Only thing I don't like about that is, see how it's like that? But with the Superman side, it's like that piece is hanging right there. And I know that's part of Superman, but I need to cut that. Now it look half and half, like it's a one, right? So I'm gonna turn up, no, I got my front in front of me. So now I'm gonna take Batman, peel it off the back, and I'm gonna put the edible image right in the center of the cake. And then I'm gonna take Superman, and I'm gonna put Superman on the blue side. And that's my Superman. All right. Y'all see that? Superman and Batman. Now, we got that. I'm gonna put this in my garbage bowl. Okay, now what I want to do is I got my yellow bag here, and it's got a tip. Matter of fact, this is not the correct tip. I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna give the reds, the Superman side, a red tip, which is tip number 4, and I'm gonna get a Batman side, a yellow. So a red bead border and a yellow bead border, okay? And then I'm gonna write in yellow because they both affiliated with yellow. And then we're gonna put the capes on. So let's go ahead and do our Superman side. Red. See that? Now, we're gonna do our other side yellow, and I'm just gonna use the same tip, a number 4. I'm gonna put it up. Well, I dropped it, so now I gotta go get a tip. Okay, so guys, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I got another tip set up. We're putting it right on, same size tip. I'm gonna squeeze until, okay. Now, we're gonna do the Batman side with our yellow. Let's get our yellow bead border on this side. And all I'm doing is just piping a bead all the way around. Okay, now we got 1/2 side yellow, 1/2 side red. Now, remember the front, like we have here, we want to cover up that and make it clean. So since yellow is affiliated with both of them, I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to do like, just a little zigzag, going all the way down. See that? Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing at the back. Okay, so that's our front and that's our back. Now it's clean, it's all the way together. Now, the only thing we'll need to do is, we'll take our capes. So we got our black cape that we made earlier, and we're gonna put it on because our front, this is our front in front of me, so this is our back. We're gonna take our black cape. I'm gonna fold it under just a little bit. I kind of made it a little bit too big. So what I'm gonna do is just take our spatula and just cut a piece off, okay? And that way it's a little bit short because we can't have it hanging off the board. So I'm gonna put it straight on. And lay it down. Okay, now that's our black cape. Now we're gonna take our red cape, and I know I probably made that one too big too, so we're gonna cut a piece off of that one. And we're gonna take our red cape and put our red cape down. And our cake is not super cold, so just be careful putting it on. Take some scissors because I want to cut a little piece of this red off. Now, that's both our capes. See, we got our black and our red cape on. Okay. I'm gonna push them down just a little bit up top. Okay. Boom, there's our capes. This is our front, so they got their capes flowing. Okay. I'm gonna cut just a little piece off this red, okay? Push it down just a little bit. That's our black cape, that's our red cape. Just make sure it's clean. All right, there's our black, there's our red. Now, all I'm gonna do, now typically I don't write on the cake like I was telling you guys, but this cake that I'm doing today, I'm not freestyling this. He sent me a picture. So this is exactly what the picture looked like. And right around here at the bottom, it said happy birthday with his name on it. Now the only thing left that we gotta do is those stars that we painted earlier, the yellow and red ones, we're gonna take it and we're going to put yellow on Batman's side. And then we're going to put the red one on Superman's side. One more. All right, we got our yellow and red stars. All right, now all I'm gonna do is right across the top here with our yellow bag, happy birthday in the child's name, okay? Now, just being honest with y'all, right now, I can't remember what the child's name is. And I don't wanna write the wrong thing on it. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all all the way through. We doing this for real. So, we gonna call this video done because all I have to do is write happy birthday. As a matter of fact, what I do wanna do, see that part right there where they kinda, you know, where it starts to color? What I think I'm gonna do is bring that line down there, but I'm not sure yet. But I just wanna show you guys that this cake is done. See it? We got the stars, we got the blue side, the red side, and we got both cakes. And this is the cake that they sent me. This is their picture, exactly. Only thing is, like I said, it's happy birthday written in yellow. And I can't remember the name that I got right now on my receipt. So because I got 3 more orders to bang out, we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and take this cake. We're gonna sit it in the fridge. And I'm gonna start on the next cake. I'll be doing a cupcake cake. I'm gonna go ahead, the last 2 cakes that I'm doing is very easy and they're gonna fly and go by really quick. The first 2, you know, or 3 that I done, it was a little bit more work, so I always do those first. Save the easy ones for last because I know I can fly through them. So what I'm gonna do is, I wanna thank you guys for watching today. Thank you guys for coming back to my video, watching me make this Superman cake. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking the time out your day to come and look. Please like, comment, and subscribe. leave me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know how I'm doing. I just started a YouTube channel. I love what I do, and I wanted to share it with you guys. People are always asking me for cake classes and let me see you make a cake, and here it is. So yep, go ahead, please subscribe to my channel, become a part of the family. Let me show you my gift and show you what I do on a regular basis. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can reach me at aboveallcreations@gmail.com. It'll be down in the description box. And again, I want to thank you guys for watching today. I love you. Have a happy, blessed, and prosperous weekend. Bye.